Hello and welcome to today's edition of the Danielle Daily Show. I am Danielle Watson. I am so glad that you guys are joining me here today. I have a great topic for you. We are talking about the completely obvious, right in front of your face secret to becoming free of self-critical thoughts. And I think this is going to be really fun to talk about because it's something that we all recognize, but we might not be thinking about in this particular way. So we're going to talk about how we can become free of self-critical thoughts. We're going to have today's note to self. And as always, I love taking your questions. I love hearing from you how your day is going. And I know that this is only our second show running through the Danielle Daily Facebook page instead of my personal page. So those of you who join me, I appreciate you so very much because as you know, if you've watched the show before, my greatest fear is that I will get on here and no one will watch and I will be sitting here talking to myself. So thank you so much for dropping in. I so appreciate you. You know, now that I'm running the show through the Danielle Daily page, your names and faces don't pop up in the feed anymore. So if you're here, I would love it if you would just type something into the comments that says hi so that I know that you're here and I know that you're watching. And please, as always, feel free to message me during the broadcast. After the broadcast, I read every single one of your comments. I respond to all of them. And as I've said in so many broadcasts before, what you contribute to the show with your comments and with your questions and with your insights and wisdom is worth so much more than anything I bring to the show. I just saw a heart go across the screen, but it went so quickly I don't know who it was. So things are a little bit different running the show through this platform. So if you're here, I would love it if you would type into the comments hello so that I can see your face and that I know you're here. So today we are talking about the completely obvious, like out there, everybody knows it, way that you can become free of self-critical thoughts. I know that so many of us are very much our own worst critics. We're very hard on ourselves. And there's really only one thing that you need to do to become free of those self-critical thoughts. And it's so simple, but it's not necessarily easy. It looks like Elena has joined us. Thank you so much. She says, happy Thursday. Happy Thursday, Elena. So this idea of becoming free of self-critical thoughts is something that I've taught about for a very long time, but I feel like it's finally crystallizing for me that this is at the core of basically everything that I want to share when I talk to people, and it's the lens through which I hear what it is that you're telling me. So I hear what it is you're saying to yourself that is a self-critical thought, and then I automatically sort of can hear what you could say that would be different. So we'll talk about that. I will have today's note to self. I love it when you guys give me topics to talk about, so please let me know what's going on in your day. Just say hi, whatever it is. I love reading your comments during the show. Don't worry, it's not going to throw me off at all. It's actually very exciting when I see your name pop up. All right, so as I said, we're trying to keep these broadcasts a little bit shorter now, so I'm going to hop right into talking about the one completely obvious secret to becoming free of self-critical thoughts. There's just one thing that you need to do. Can you guess what it is? If you already know it, feel free to type it into the comments. But basically all it is start saying nicer things to yourself. That's it. That's the one completely obvious secret to becoming free of self-critical thoughts. Start saying nicer things to yourself. But man, if only it were that easy, right? So we know this. This is not any kind of new information, is it? Like I said, this is the completely obvious secret. Saying nicer things to ourselves. Yeah, that's so obvious. We all know that that's what we should do. But how to do it is a lot more challenging. So if you're like me, you're very hard on yourself, you are very much wanting to do things well, you're wanting to make the most of yourself, you're wanting to get the most out of life, you're wanting to be good to other people, you're wanting to be a good person, a good human being, and that can lead to a lot of self-criticism, a lot of thoughts that go through our head that are not helpful. And what I would love for you is for you to just be free of that. Be free of that self-critical voice, that voice in your head that tells you that you're not doing enough, or that you're not good enough, or you're not smart enough, or you're not beautiful enough, or you're not nice enough, or you did this wrong, or you did that wrong, or you're going to do this wrong, or you should have done something different in the past. All those thoughts that you have that run through your mind that are critical of who you are, I would love for you to become free of those. So the only thing you need to do is to start saying nicer things to yourself. But as we know, it's not that easy, is it? Because we have this habit, we have this ingrained habit of talking to ourselves in a very different way from that. So, how do we start saying nicer things to ourselves? And I know you're not going to like my answer, but there's just one way to do that, and it's to practice. I know, disappointing, right? Because it's not a quick fix. But practice is the key to becoming free of those self-critical thoughts. So all you need to do to achieve that is to start saying nicer things to yourself. And the way to start saying nicer things to yourself on a regular basis is to practice it. So today's note to self, I hope you will write it down. It is really important that you guys keep these somewhere around. If you're collecting them, well, you'll be able to see them from time to time, because it's amazing how even if today's note to self doesn't apply to something that's going on in your life right now, it might in a week or 2 or 3 or a year from now. So keep them somewhere where they're just in your everyday space so that you can run across them. It's amazing how sometimes your eye will land on the exact right one for whatever is going on with you that day, that will help you start to think about you and your life and your day and your circumstances in a different way. All right, so here is today's note to self, and then I'll talk about why I wrote it. So it says, "Dear self, if you can't say anything nice about yourself, say something nice about someone else." So basically, contained within this note, let me read it one more time. Dear self, if you can't say anything nice about yourself, say something nice about someone else. So this is a practice I'm giving you. This is something that you can practice. The next time you find yourself saying things to yourself that are critical, and you can't necessarily latch on to something nicer to say about yourself, start saying something nicer about other people, even if it's only in your mind. This is one training tool you can use to train yourself to interrupt that critical voice inside your head and start having different kinds of thoughts. And even if you can't have them about yourself right away, if you practice having them about other people, eventually that's going to become easy to start doing for yourself. And I know for those of us who are very much overachievers, who very much want to get it right, that critic's voice can be hard to turn the volume down on, or to tune out altogether. So sometimes focusing on someone else and what's good about them is a great place to start. So I hope that practice will be helpful. I hope that you implement it. That's really the only way to silence that inner critic, is to practice doing so, to start now. There's a great saying out there that says the best time to start something was 10 years ago, but the next best time is today. So we're today. Start practicing. Let me read you the note one more time. Remember, contained within it is a practice that you can start using today to start silencing that inner critic, so that you are able to start saying nicer things to yourself, which will in turn lead to freedom from that self-critical voice. Okay, so here it is. Dear self, if you can't say anything nice about yourself, say something nice about somebody else. Easy peasy. I'm sure there's somebody in your life that you can say something nice about, and just practicing saying something nice, even if it's about somebody else, will help you to get in the practice and the habit of saying nice things, which will make you eventually, which will not make you, but it will make it easier for you to say nicer things about yourself. All right, I hope that was helpful. I love you guys. I will be back here tomorrow. It will be Friday. I'm very excited about that. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know how this note sat with you. Let me know if you're having any trouble turning those critical thoughts into something more positive. I will help you with that. I read all of your comments. I love it when you share this broadcast with your friends. I think there are so many of us out there who have a lot of self-critical thoughts that we'd like to be free of, because if we were free of them, we could do so many things and we would feel so much better. And the world, I think, would just be a better place. So, all right, I will see you back here again tomorrow. Again, I'm Danielle Watson. This has been the Danielle Daily Show. I'll see you then. Love you guys. Bye. Mwah.